No, for real, it seems so system-coded. Riley is a system because the emotions are different. Meanwhile, everyone else has emotions looking similar. Riley's emotions have different personalities, but everyone else's emotions share personalities, and just literally are emotions.
Real, she's such a system.
No, I mean, not like quite. I don't know about the possibility of a 13-year-old suburban girl with a totally normal upbringing just happens to also have dissociative identity disorder. They do have a point in the way that everyone else in the movie's emotions seem to be kind of identical, whereas Riley's are different.
Riley, how was camp? It was good.
She goes away for 3 days and all we get is good?
She goes away for 3 days and all we get is good?
This could be because this is like a 5-second clip from the other people and they just didn't have the time or effort to want to make them completely different characters. Where Riley is the main character and the differences in the emotions are like the entire premise of the movies. In the first movie, Riley has 5 emotions: joy, anger, fear, disgust, and sadness. I think I got it. They can represent different aspects of Riley's personality, but definitely not distinct personalities as in DID. When you have DID, you might have dissociation when you have a disconnect from your thoughts, memories, and sense of identity, where we can't really see Riley experiencing this. She's constantly aware of her thoughts and actions. Some people with various mental illness actually like Inside Out as a representation for how they're feeling, which makes sense. The movie was worked on with psychologists based off Punchik's Wheel of Emotions. But are you saying that Riley is a system because she has tiny people in her head? In that case, isn't everyone in the movie a system? If you don't know, dissociative identity disorder is a mental illness in which a child will fragment their brain while experiencing severe trauma. This causes a person to genuinely feel like they have distinct personalities within the same body, although it isn't literally multiple people within your head. It's more of a trauma response and a fracture of the brain so that a person can continue living what they feel is a normal life while experiencing this trauma. Although Inside Out does explore themes of internal conflict, emotional regulation, and the complexity of human emotions, which can resonate with individuals who struggle with managing various parts of themselves due to trauma or other factors. Side note, but why are anxiety attacks being portrayed in the film industry so much lately? It's like too relatable for some people. Let's react to a few more of these, so make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Hey, Bubbles.
In all seriousness, I do think that I can be kind of a buzzkill when it comes to this kind of stuff because you are allowed to joke about your mental illness. I'm not gonna gatekeep that. It's a case-by-case basis, but some are kind of watered down into a personality trait or I'm such a quirky, manic pixie dream girl moment. This is where our trigger warning for where kind of comes in. However, some people have commented on individuals portraying a certain mental illness like quirky and fun or whatever, and they just also happen to be wearing wear. I mean, I'm not gonna say in this case specifically, I'm obviously not very educated on the subject of what is and isn't wear. There is something called a mental disorder in which someone is actually aroused by the portrayal of mental illness, and this is making me uncomfortable. In real life, I'm an extremely anxious person, and like I have had people say like that is cute. And you know, you're, I don't know, it's just, it's not a great feeling, and I can't even imagine it being guys. Like, no, it actually can be quite debilitating to my life in which I feel like my anxiety is literally ruling my day-to-day actions, but no, it's so quirky and cute. I guess we'll end this with, why do you think that individuals might wear this kind of BDSM wear during their videos? ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder, not a trauma-based disorder. Some individuals, definitely not everyone, with trauma might like to engage in BDSM in order to regain control and various other reasons. ADHD is a complex disorder that is much more than just getting easily distracted. It can affect various things like executive functions, impulse control, organization. It can affect your ability to have sustained attention and can impact your life significantly. So obviously I'm not going to be a gatekeeper here and be like,
it's serious, let's not joke about it.
If you have ADHD, let me know your thoughts. Have you played bingo before? I'm sorry, that's mean. I'm finished. I'm turning off the camera. The lighthearted discussion of a bingo game can make ADHD seem less intimidating and more approachable. It can be educational even, but obviously playing bingo on TikTok should not be taken as self-diagnosis. This requires a professional assessment. Along with ADHD symptoms vary widely for each individual that has it. Not every single person with ADHD might win at this bingo game, but also symptoms can overlap with various other mental conditions. There are so many different disorders that you could have if you fill out these bingo cards. I mean, anxiety disorders, sensory processing disorders, personality disorders. This is just a trend I've seen on TikTok. I don't know whether it's just playful and lighthearted or it can actually be educational and help people realize that they might actually want to seek a diagnosis. Or, you know, to play devil's advocate, it is, you know, stigmatizing a disorder that is not a game.
Okay, Mrs. Puff, what's my final score?
6.
Woo! And how many do I need to pass?
6.
A diagnosis of schizophrenia can be heartbreaking, terrifying, not fun, not something to be celebrated. I've seen people be happy about their diagnosis in the way that now they can take steps to manage their symptoms. But here's a comment from someone whose friend has schizophrenia. My wife and I are both in our early 40s, and one of our mutual friends since high school was diagnosed with schizophrenia around 10 years ago. He's always been amazingly kind, intelligent, and a thoughtful human being. But every once in a while, we have to watch helplessly as he stops taking his meds and spirals out of control. The idea of glamorizing it disgusts me. So this person, what I'm gathering here is that schizophrenia is not fun and quirky. It can be quite debilitating to one's life. I don't want to be the woman who's out here saying like,
You're not allowed to joke about your mental illness or make light of it.
However, schizophrenia is characterized by having thoughts or experiences that seem out of touch with reality. People with schizophrenia face real challenges in their day-to-day lives. It could be that videos like this trivialize and make it seem like a trend to have a serious mental health condition. It can set a bad example for especially young people on TikTok who might see how many likes you're getting and they might feel like they want to replicate it and fake it. They might not understand the serious implications, but let me know if I'm diving way too hard into this and it's literally just a joke. Okay, I understand this is probably satire, so I will accompany it with satire. Me, when I asked my mom to take me to McDonald's and she said we have burgers at home. Something tells me that this isn't real footage of a mental breakdown. In fact, I'm just imagining them putting the camera down and walking out the door only to re-enter. She even cleared up the liquid for the next shot, but okay. This is satire, right? I thought about showing what a real psychotic break looks like on camera, but honestly, it is sad and unnecessary, I feel. When you're really going through psychosis, you might have hallucinations, auditory, visual, you might see things that aren't there, smell things, have senses that aren't there. You might have delusions or false beliefs that you believe in your heart of hearts is real and true. Thoughts may become fragmented, making it difficult for a person to communicate effectively. You might feel detached from yourself or reality. You might not recognize or trust people who you love. So I don't know where the line is between satire and disinformation, where there are misconceptions about what a psychotic break is like. It might not be taken as seriously. This isn't exactly my cup of tea. You know, if I was having a bad day and I went on TikTok to try to find something funny, it doesn't work, by the way. This just isn't really something I'd be interested in, but to each their own. My self-summary on some kind of dating app. We are a large system, which is to say multiple personalities, with roughly 1,000 members, collectively trans, femme, and often non-binary. Feel free to ask any questions. We love to talk about it, haha. Vegan, autistic as hell, crying emoji. Plural, ooh. Okay, sorry, I added that. Written by Basil, Raven, and Ozzy. We love to talk about it, with 1,000 alters. I can imagine there's a lot to talk about. Also, not the plural =3. It's giving kind of the same as like, oh, I have depression, I'm sad, come cuddle me, I'm quirky. Why am I so cringe? Why Why am I like this? But when making DID seem cute and quirky, it might make others, I don't know, with DID feel very disrespected in the way that their day-to-day lives might be impaired. In all seriousness, I can understand the idea of putting your mental illness in your dating bio. You know, if this is a deal breaker for you, just don't DM me. That also sounds a little ableist to me because it's like, what, am I not worth getting to know because I have X disorder? However, putting something like I have DID in your Tinder bio can actually possibly open you up to situations where you can be abused or manipulated. They might hear I am a trauma survivor, as I have amnesia, I'm able to be easily manipulated. I've heard some people with DID talk about how they only tell trusted individuals that they do have DID for reasons like this. Although I could be totally wrong on this. I mean, I don't have DID, so if you have DID and disagree, please, by all means, let me know. So this has been quite the wild ride. I know some of my opinions can be a little controversial, so if you agree or disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky, and comment below. Thank you very much. It helps with the algorithm. But also thank you so much to each and every one of my members for supporting my efforts on this channel. It genuinely means the world to me. And to everyone, I hope you have a good day, night, whatever the case may be, and peace out.